And good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the Dire Bear Adventuring Company. A very happy new year, and I hope everybody had a great holiday. It is Saturday night, which means we are right back with the Stolen Cities. We're entering Act 2 of our little adventure, and I'd like to grant us a bit of a recap on the story thus far. The world is Earth in the year 3756, after a great uprising known as the Great Eversion saw the various denizens of the Underdark rising to take the surface world from the upper races. This siege of the surface left most of it a barren wasteland, capped by black clouds that shone with no sun. Our story began in the humble village of Madengard, where a mysterious object fell from the sky, startling the populace but drawing the interest of a young rogue. The object, in fact, was an automaton that they took to calling Jason. Hello, Jason.
Hello.
Vanillin and Jason enjoyed a rather cordial relationship, eventually gaining the friendship of a young civic ranger from Batteryport by the name of Ralakan.
Had it.
And finding themselves a quite humble little stray in the Combus Forest by the name of Cross.
Hello.
Eventually, their antics caught the attention of a rabble of pirates from the distant land of Hudson Docks, claiming that Jason was an ancient weapon that needed to be handed over to them. After a brief contention between themselves and the police of Vanguard, the party decided it would be in their and Jason's best interest to leave the city for the Barrens. Taking brief shelter in Venelin's childhood home in the Heights, near the north of their little island, the party used it as a base of operations where they discovered a litany of different things. Namely, that the pirates of Hudson Docks were in the employ of an elder vampire by the name of Alzen. That this Alzen, in their absence from Madengard, had infiltrated the village, taking control of its police wing and mobilizing its citizenry for an unknown purpose. And that this vampire, along with his ward, a woman by the name of Cassidy, possessed strange arcane technology that seemed to be capable of actively harming Jason. Over the course of this journey, they discovered the true purpose of Alzen's mobilization of the citizenry of Madengard. He wished to dig out an ancient tunnel beneath the island to finally reach the outside world, namely a massive building on the other side by the name of the Glass Tower. The party, brokering a deal with the vampires outside, agreed to help stop him, and were able to prevent them from reaching that which would allow them to lay siege to the Glass Tower. In doing so, they met a man by the name of the Vestige. The Vestige being... God damn. Oh, I tried to keep a straight face that entire time.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Broke me. Yeah, broke me. The Vestige being the proprietor of this arcane technology that Alza and Cassidy had used against Jason in the past, who revealed himself to be yet another automaton built by another elder vampire by the name of Vedran. Finally, the Vestige invited them to meet his maker in what they called the City Above. The party accepted, being sent to the city to meet its ruler, Vedran, who welcomed them at long last to the Isle of New Manhattan. Vedran has taken to escorting the lot of you in another one of those strange, seemingly autonomous vehicles that needs no horse in order to draw itself, merely a man to steer it. It's the first time any of you have ever been in one of these. Well, one of these that did not require you to, know how to ride a horse. And a chauffeur seems to be taking the four of you, along with the vampire himself, to what looks like a massive castle lurking in the distance. Looming in the distance. That was the better word. Looming. It's a big thing.
Mm.
Ye, that. I take it you have questions.
How the hell does this thing go?
What, the car or the island?
Yes.
Much like I'm sure you've used gasoline to power a boat, this vehicle uses a similar fuel.
Huh. Well, damn.
Somebody with more than 4 functioning brain cells would be trying to figure out how that worked. But, Ralakan huffed too much paint thinner and breeding pool. So...
No, I'm just still a little, slightly, maybe a smidgen bit upset. About
yes.
about the thing.
Would you like to let the audience know why?
Yeah. I would like to let the audience know. So, back in, I believe, the Heights, was it?
Yeah.
The area that they have known as the Heights, is my neighborhood. But I didn't know that because this man mentioned a library in the Heights, in a big building numbered 666. I'm like, wait, no, that's not it. That can't be it. So then he tells me that people are living on the 4th floor. Then it's like, I'm not putting all of this together because, as the DM said, I only have 4 functioning brain cells. So, when the time comes that I finally pieced everything together, my brain implodes, losing my last brain cell, so now I am actually running on the dump. That this entire time, one of our local hubs was my house! Yes. A little upset.
Upsetty spaghetti.
Never forgetty.
Oh man, we love you, Spaz.
But it was still funny as shit.
Oh yeah, no, it was still
it was pretty fucking great.
absolute best shit ever. I never get tired of it, and I never will get tired of it. It's
Your
great,
sense of humor never ceases to abuse me.
without a doubt.
You sound like you have a problem with it, Spaz.
Who? What? Me? No, never.
No, not you.
Spaz, a masochist? Who'da thunk?
Yes.
We still couldn't see that, by the way. Your grapes just don't exist. Yeah, no, your audio sounds fine.
Okay, I moved my microphone away from my mouth because I don't want to be eating my microphone tonight. So.
Yeah.
Oh god, y'all are some degenerates. Love y'all.
And yet you're still friends with us, so clearly doing something right.
Never said I wasn't. Okay. Does anybody else have some burning, freezing, or otherwise temperature-afflicted questions for our elder vampire here?
I've got another.
Okay.
So how far's medicine gone? Kind of pointing to Cross. Can we fix him?
Oh my god, there's nothing wrong with him.
He can't see!
And he clearly functions just fine! There's not a damn thing wrong with him!
But we can make him better. Do they have the technology?
Again! Don't need to make something better! It should be his choice! The fuck? Oh my god.
I want to know if they could. It was still up to him if he wanted to.
Sir Cross, are you in need of any repairs?
Cross, who actually had a question like on the tip of his tongue before Ralakan opened his mouth.
Can you fix him?
He kind of just withdraws a bit and just kind of looks very sad. Just
God. Look what you did! What is wrong with you?
You upset the floof.
Do you want the short list or the long?
I don't want either, okay? I don't.
Ral will now shut his mouth.
You looked as though you had a question. Cross, was it?
yes, sir. I was just... You introduced yourself, but... Could you tell us who you are and where you're taking us? And why you're doing that?
My name is Vedran, and I have taken the role upon myself as Lord Master of this Isle of New Manhattan. The place where we are going now is my quarters. My castle through which I oversee the various ministrations of this place. Here, vampires and humanity, to the best of their ability, do coexist.
Do you have a question regarding the one known as Vestige?
Ah, yes, V7. What about him?
Well, it seems to be that they, V7 Vestige is an automaton that seems to be in full control of, well, one would call them feelings. They seem to have a consciousness.
Yes, not unlike yourself.
Indeed. Indeed. I am curious. Others that might be like me, other models, are they all built to have consciousness?
Hmm. The magic that gives you your... I suppose it's not too far-fetched to call it a soul, is... I wouldn't say new, but new to you, specifically. You, Vestige, and one other are the only three with this faculty.
One other?
There are 8 of you in total, with you being the last.
See.
The 6th oversees security operations for the city, whilst the prior 5 removed of the notion of... Again, not too far-fetched to call it a soul, serve administrative and preventative functions within the city. Lucas? Oh no.
Oh dear.
Jason.exe has stopped working.
Please restart the robot.
Error 404, JSON not found.
He's crashed. It'll take him a second.
Oh no, we've all discombobulated.
F.
JSON crap. Spaz, you've greened.
I greened?
You greened.
Maddie, am I still green? Or
Yeah?
You are in
Alright.
fact green.
well, give me a second. I will
Fucking tap a blue mana and get back to being a Simic hybrid.
You're green
Let me-
now. That's my attack.
Oh god. Did that fix it or
No.
No.
I have no
Oh,
idea what's
boy.
going on.
Well, you know,
Hold
it
on.
wouldn't be a week back with Dire Bear if we didn't have technical difficulties, so please bear with us, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
Let me turn off my virtual background.
Can they still hear us? And we are back. Apologies. Our entire stream blew up.
Sorry.
Lucas's internet froze. Spaz turned green for a little bit. We really did bring out the dancing lobsters. It's 2021. I don't think anybody gets that joke.
Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum.
No, not that one. Wrong dancing lobsters.
Those are crabs, sir. You.
Spaz, I will kill you.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
In any case.
There are 8 Jasons?
Seems to be 8 models of me, and 3 have self-awareness. And you said the 6th...
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Jason seems to be a name that he gave himself. It is not one shared by the entire line.
Okay.
If I may ask,
Hmm.
I do understand that I am the 7th model. Do we actually have a name?
Your names were indicative of your purpose. You did not have unique names to call your own. For example, V1, the Vision, is just that, an extremely advanced piece of surveillance technology. No, get your head out of the tower, Maddie.
You said it!
Well, fortunately, I didn't have a freaking Marvel nut like you in my head when I was doing world building. Not my intent. Not that Vision. Please don't think of him.
Please watch
Oh,
Run
there
Him
is a-
this year.
There is a guy named Vision in Marvel. I get it now.
Yeah, he looks like a giant fucking Christmas tree.
Although, to be fair, the only person who ever calls him the Vision is Thor.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, continue.
What about you? And he kind of just like nods in your direction, Venelin. You're being strangely nonverbal.
To be honest, I'm not usually one to talk. I prefer to let the verboseness of my friend handle a lot.
Understood.
If life is so good up here, why have you left them down there to rot?
One thing that I learned in my first decades and my first centuries is that the nature of man in his finite larval state is one of seeking conflict with one another rather than the peace that longevity can grant you.
And, how is it that you are able to be exposed to this much sunlight?
Believe me, the first few generations of vampires that lived up here did not have it so easy. However, this island has stood above the clouds for several hundred years now. Even those that still display photosensitivity, we've developed measures to aid them in gaining a tolerance, so to speak.
Wait. Tolerance? Sunlight tolerance? Y'all can be immune to sunlight?
And you just watch Veteran roll up his sleeve, remove his glove, and just stick his hand out the window. He just holds it out there for about 10 seconds, and just pulls it back in.
Fascinating. Would this happen to be an evolutionary trait, or technology that you have designed to counteract this?
At first, the latter. After the centuries, the former.
Understood.
As you guys continue this conversation, you guys are eventually eclipsed by a long shadow that drifts overhead. And you can see a massive castle built that looks like it covers an entire city block.
What? What?
That would be mine.
So you just have a floating castle. Or homestead?
Something like that, yes. You guys stop at an intersection where the chauffeur comes out and opens each of your doors for you, beckoning you to exit.
Okay.
Jason will comply.
Ral is still too flabbergasted to even comprehend what's going on. The world is nowadays. He just sees Jason and is going to use him as a marker from now on. I have activated fish brain. I'm just now a walking piece of processed fish man just roaming through.
Which is different than normal how?
Because
no,
now
he
my
just
mouth
doesn't say
isn't
anything.
opening, and I'm not
Yeah.
saying stupid shit that'll make the party feel bad.
Fair enough.
Oh, Lord. You guys are led up a massive staircase leading to the castle proper. You guys are led up a massive staircase leading into the castle proper, and eventually Veteran takes you into another one of those dumbwaiter systems that you guys found in the Heights. This one being significantly more refined and less slapdash together by Raphael after centuries of disuse. And after a moment, you guys find yourselves in a rather beautiful observatory. The central spire of this castle seems to be made almost entirely of glass, allowing a large amount of light in and allowing Vedran a sprawling view of the island. It is, not gonna lie, very beautiful. There are buildings covering nearly every square inch of this place, with the exception of a small forested area about, want to say 6 blocks north of here. And Vedran looks out and says, "It's beautiful, is it not?"
Ral is totalitarianly speechless.
What?
I don't.
Do you mean to say totally speechless?
Nope.
Totalitarianly speechless.
As somebody living in America right now, I don't think I've ever met a speechless totalitarian.
I've had this thing recently, or for the last month or so, where I will purposely throw words that that may or may not sound the same, but have completely different meanings, and just see whatever sticks, just to confuse people. Just to confuse people.
Wow, I feel like I missed something important.
No. You missed your brain cells getting destroyed by my stupidity yet again.
Wow, maybe it's a good thing I missed it then.
Did you make Simic Hybrid nobody? You're just a dumbass?
So we got led into a dumbwaiter system?
Yes, into a sprawling observatory in the central spire of the castle. It gives Vedran a long view of the entire island, as well as you guys. This place is pretty much all buildings, with the exception of a small forested area that seems to be about a mile north of here.
Jason's eye just kind of telescopes over towards that area. This area seems a little bit different than the rest of the island. Could you please tell me more about this?
It's a small preserve in front of which lies the island's library. It was said to be one of the largest in this land prior to the erosion, and it is a great repository of knowledge, both new and old.
Sorry, the aversion?
Ah, yes, you are. You are quite young in the grand scheme of things. The erosion is the event of about 1,000 years ago, when the vampires led the other species of the Underdark out onto the surface world to retake it. I am not quite so old as the aversion itself, however. I am one of the oldest vampires here. Definitely the oldest on this island.
Understood.
So, if I could get this all straight then. Long ago there was a big war, and you decided to just take an entire city and throw it into the sky?
Yeah? The alternative was the rest of the vampires and their ilk laying waste to it and transforming it into a barren wasteland like everywhere else. You've seen what became of the lands that I was unable to save.
Not too easy, no.
The lands you were unable to save? Or do you mean the lands that you were unable to enslave?
He kind of looks at you with a sort of perplexed expression.
She's waiting for an answer to her question. And he's just looking at her all confused. She's just like, are you going to answer my question or are you just going to keep staring at me?
Yeah, because he's looking like enslaved. What the fuck? But, in all seriousness, the citizens of this island are not my slaves. They are not my subjects or submissives of any sort. They have their own free will. If it is their will to leave, they may do so.
And so you've left everyone that's below that has been trying to live for hundreds of years to suffer? To not be given a choice? Your kind put us there.
I attempted long ago to give humanity a choice to join us here or stay down there. And that choice gave rise to people like Alza. People who did not wish to give them such a choice for the desire to convert them, the desire to enslave them that you so disdain, that you hold such disdain for.
So where do we go from here?
That is where things are going to get a tad bit interesting. And he kind of just, like, takes off his coat and hangs it on a rack, kind of in the corner. Unbuttons his jacket and unbuttons kind of like the top couple buttons of his shirt. Like, Jason.
Hello.
If memory serves, you have a small repository of silver somewhere within that chassis of yours that you can use to make quite the variety of weapons.
I help you. As he opens up his chest to reveal his silver.
Good, wonderful, 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 wonderful. Now, if you wouldn't mind, and he kind of just unbuttons another notch and just pulls his shirt aside, exposing his chest a little bit. You wouldn't happen to have a weapon handy, would you?
I can certainly make one. And he is going through the process of crafting a dagger and then going to silver tip it.
Wonderful.
Venelin, what is he doing?
I don't know.
Give me a few minutes, and please stand away, as it is quite hot. Jason turns bright red and crafts a silver dagger.
Wonderful. As you pull the silver dagger from the back of your chassis, Vedran kind of looks at it with a very curious expression, as though he hasn't looked upon something so lustrous in an age. It's wonderful. Just bring that over here, would you?
He just kind of holds the dagger close.
He kind of looks extremely perplexed as you just kind of hold the dagger out to him. You're not...
Kind of nudges you.
Was your memory system damaged in the crash?
Certainly was. From what I remember.
From what I remember.
What do you need done?
What's up?
What do you need done?
I thought ridding Jason of his primary function might glean something from him, but he seems to have forgotten it.
When he crashed into Madengard, it wasn't... We didn't know what he was. He got parts of him got salvaged before I could get a hold of him.
Ah, so he's incomplete.
We've been searching for his parts, but haven't
Well,
been able to.
considering he was made with the rest of the V-Series in mind, I should be able to replace them.
Wonderful.
But what do you
But
need the weapon for?
Wait. Yeah, that's... You said ridding him of his primary function.
Yes, to... The rest of you don't know either. Oh, your human lifespans are adorable.
He's still nudging that dagger to him.
Jason's primary function, and he kind of just like takes your hand, Jason, and kind of like pivots a little bit. So rather than holding the knife like this, you are more holding it like this. Is to kill me.
Well, why didn't
Oh.
you just say so? But I feel like the question now becomes why.
Well, I did not create you, Jason. In fact, I did not create the majority of the V-Series. The only one I was responsible for is V7 down there, the Vestige. The rest were made by an old friend of mine, a brother even, who sought to find me after I left on my journey of self-discovery. And what he learned about what I had become, he resolved himself quite thoroughly to killing me. Even going so far as to find and breach this city in an attempt to find me. You were his last-ditch effort.
Oh, I see. So I was built with the intent of killing you.
Precisely. And I believe it is his death that served as the catalyst for these events.
So, when Jason crashed in the Madangard, he fell from up here.
It is my belief, yes.
What happens if you die?
Frankly, I'm unsure. I've never been killed by a silver weapon before.
I meant in general. What happens to the city?
The city, nothing. The city will be fine, and you'll most likely see me again within about a week or so.
You've died before?
Not in a very long time, but yes.
Always at Jason's hands, or...
Oh no, by several other anomalies. Just none that were able to finish the job in a permanent fashion. Who the fuck? Jesus Christ.
It's Jason Bourne.
Hit him.
I'll stop talking.
Bonk. Go to fishy jail. This is the part where Spaz just gets like a jail background for himself.
No, it's fine. We have our own fish jail.
Seeing only your head like that, I don't know why. I love it. Oh man.
So you want Jason to try and kill you then?
Preferably, yes. Should he ever regain the remainder of his memories, I expect his desire to do so to become quite single-minded. Thus, I wish to get that out of the way.
Well, if that is what you truly wish, then I can go through with it. Please confirm.
I almost said something unspeakably lewd for this channel. Instead, I will say, do it then. Kill me. No. Yes, Jason, confirmed.
I'm sorry, Spaz. After all the shit you've said, he's allowed to say shit like that. And you don't get to complain.
I wasn't. I was gonna follow up, but I kept my mouth shut.
Understood. As Jason goes through with it.
Wonderful. Oops.
Now activating murder.exe.
Jason simply steps 1 foot forward, driving the... Like, I like to think that he doesn't even, like, extend his arm outward. He just... and just drives the silver dagger directly into Vedran's chest.
I do apologize for any pain you may feel.
The moment you say pain, you hear this, like, guttural yell come from his chest. As you're watching, like, the skin crumble around the point of impact.
No, I haven't experienced anything like that myself.
And he kind of, like, stumbles back, his hands hitting the back guardrail. And so you're just like... He looks less surprised and less in pain and more curious, as though he's trying to make sure he remembers how this feels.
In these final temporary moments, is there anything I can help you with around here?
He looks genuinely perplexed by the notion that you're even asking them that. But he He stumbles forward to kind of like try and put a hand on your shoulder. He almost looks as though he's trying to commend you in some way or another. However, as he's about to rest his weight on you, you suddenly hear a sort of crack like a breaking tree branch as his body just collapses to the ground and just bursts into ashes.
Oh dear.
Well, at least that
Bullshit.
was familiar.
Yeah.
How do we get back?
Fuck. I want you to know that that was her actual reaction to Ralakan asking, how do we get back?
I'm not sure what we should do. Do we leave?
As you guys are contemplating this, the room is racked by the sound of a faint alarm. It only goes off for a moment. However, a very monotone voice echoes out from it. Who's Citizenry, this is V1. 3 days.
Days? 3 days till what?
The message cuts out after that.
Sorry, where did the voice come from? Was it like an intercom?
Yeah, it was like a podium. It was like a... Bleh. It was like, yes, like an intercom.
Okay.
No. That's not what I'm gonna do.
So,
Do you think there'll be anyone downstairs that'll help us to get back?
Why would we want to?
I don't know.
Do you think there would be problems due to the fact that I have killed a veteran?
Somehow I don't think so. Considering the fact that it's technically part of your programming? Directive?
Technically is my primary function, yes. Though oddly enough, I don't feel good about it.
well, at least now we know why Alzin was looking for him. I guess.
But who was his brother?
I don't think Alzin is Veteran's brother. He seemed to speak of Alzin in a more less than fond tone as he was bringing up his brother.
Well, he did tell us where we could find a library. There might be a genealogical record there. Although, Cross.
Uh-huh.
If they have the technology that would let you see again, would you want it?
Well, truth be told, I'd rather not. I'd rather kind of fix what's inside my head than my eyes. It's a lot that I'm still trying to understand. But I'm happy I ran into all of you. I'm learning so many new things.
The feeling is mutual, Cross.
Okay. So where are you guys going from here?
We're thinking up to the forest towards the library.
Yeah. The best place, I think, would be to get some answers. So let's read.
You guys take the elevator back down, and the guards that seem to be overseeing the castle don't really... It's not that they don't notice you, they definitely do, but they seem to be looking at you with an almost alien expression. As though they haven't seen too many people go up there and come back down.
Oh.
You guys walk down the intersection, and it looked as though the place was a bit over a mile from here. There seem to be all sorts of lights and varying paintings across the streets that seem to direct you as to where to go to avoid becoming collateral damage in the face of traffic.
Huh. Everyone here knows how to operate these moving boxes, but I still don't know how exactly they work. Maybe I'll find out in the library.
Anything's possible.
Still, what did he mean by 3 days?
I don't know.
As you guys make your way down to the next intersection, you guys find what looks like a massive screen sort of stretching across the side of a building across from the castle. The screen appears to be projecting what looks like a countdown. Specifically, 2 days, 23 hours, and change.
Oh, great.
So I can learn more about this V1 who announced this to us. Might reveal more about whatever this countdown is.
Okay. So you guys are headed to the library. The trip is much shorter than you expected. Things seemed a lot further away from higher up. However, after a short few blocks, you guys find yourselves approaching. I swear I heard something, but I know it wasn't my phone because it's been right in front of me.
I think that was a motorcycle.
Oh, it was my phone. What?
Huh?
Okay. There seem to be a large assortment of different trees lining this forested area. One fundamentally different from Combus Park, in that it seems as though they're preserving a wide range of different trees and animals in here. There are sort of small tables littered across the area, and a large fountain in the center where you can see a sort of small common area where people are just sort of sitting and mingling, some of them reading books. And behind this is a massive stone building. The only one that really looks like that of its kind. Most of the others are made out of brick or some other material, but this one looks like very old hand-cut stone. And you can see a constant sort of like stream of people either entering or exiting at their leisure. This is the library. Cross, you, however, seem particularly drawn to a small outcropping of oak trees on the edge.
He will let go of Venolin's hand and try to walk toward it.
Venolin, are you going to head towards the library, or are you going to look at Cross?
I am going to follow Cross to make sure that, despite splitting the party, we're not sending one person off by themselves. Because we are in a strange place that nobody fucking understands.
Yeah.
Are you quite alright? The library is over here.
You two go on ahead. We'll catch up.
Stood.
I want to enjoy the sun.
I'm kind of just holding on to Jason because, like, I'm a fish out of water. This is not okay.
Jason will hold on to Ral's hand.
Okay.
I just realized that pun, and I'm sorry. I actually didn't mean to make that.
Of course you didn't.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
You definitely didn't mean to make that pun.
Don't believe you.
And don't worry, Spaz. I believe you. I don't believe you one fucking bit.
There it is.
I will leave you sleeping with the fishes. I will turn you into calamari.
I'll behave, I promise.
Maddie, wipe that shit-eating grin off your face. I'm tired of people telling me they're gonna behave.
So, dial it back a bit.
Okay. Cross and Metalin going off to Spookyville.
Just
Killed
crossing that one off the Spookyville. And we're going to leave Ralakan to his own devices in one of the oldest libraries in existence.
It's gonna be great.
Oh,
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Okay. I like this plan. I'm excited to be a part of it.
Oh boy.
Why are the trees speaking to me?
Oh, wonderful, Spaz. I thought it was going to be more angry rambling about where we are in the real world. So,
No. Can I say it then?
yeah, sure.
Cross said, why are the trees speaking to me? I wanted to ask, are they speaking Vietnamese? Topical Cold War jokes.
Okay.
Anywho, I'll stop.
Spaz, Maddie, both of you roll me a d20.
Oh. Why is D&D Beyond so slow? Natural 20?
Well, shit. What?
I also rolled an natural 20!
I hate it here.
I know why you were having us roll, and it was to determine who you were going to deal with first, so would you like us to re-roll since we technically tied before you yeet your monitor?
I will acquiesce I will acquiesce my turn in this situation, please. Maddie, Cross, by all means, please. Oh, first rolls of the night. We're starting off real strong.
What are your fucking dex mods?
Oh,
Fuck
down.
It's initiative.
Here.
+3.
Are you also a plus?
Yep, they're both +3. And both their dexterities are 16.
I have a solution. Okay. What's Ralakan's dexterity? Like your actual...
16.
Okay.
How much?
What's that?
16.
Okay. So, neither of you are doing anything. Thanks for coming out, guys. I'll see you next Saturday.
I've already surrendered my turn! What do you mean?
I'm just fucking high-low. I'm just fucking odds are even.
Maddie, Tim, you guys.
Wow, team reading Rainbow surrenders their turn. To team I speak for the trees.
Oh,
And these trees better
haven't
not be
laughed
speaking
that hard.
Vietnamese.
I haven't laughed that hard in a long time. I'm actually hurting.
Oh, don't worry, I do this to Maddie at least once a week.
Fair enough.
Okay.
It's the closest thing I can get to punishment.
I love that every tiebreaker we tried to use didn't work because they're all just the same fucking number.
To quote Spaz, I hate it here.
You should have played the button.
I don't have the button.
We will fix it in post.
Anyway.
Send me both of those buttons. I'll bring SoundPad to these from now on.
Oh, God. Anywho.
I'll fucking do it again. Madeline. Oh, wait.
That is actually my name.
Whoops! Whoopsies! Forgot about that. Not gonna lie to you.
No, that's okay because everybody calls me Maddie.
Vanillin, you follow Cross to this old oak tree in the center of the outcropping. Where Cross, you are drawn to a familiarly soft and loamy patch of soil that evokes in you the image of a very similar place in Combus Park. Like then, you feel similarly compelled to sort of just sit in it.
Will take off his sandals and step onto the patch and let his toes through it for a second before he kind of tentatively sits down.
The moment you sit down, that sort of aching paranoia kind of goes away and is replaced with this warm calm.
That's not good. Fear is a good thing. Fear lets us know that we're about to be in pain.
I'm in danger.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
As Madeline, you watch Cross get into kind of a meditative pose at the foot of this oak tree. And after a few moments, he kind of just not really slumps over because he's still in pose, but he almost looks like he's sleeping like that.
I've seen him do it before, so I'm not that concerned about it. And I'm just gonna keep careful watch over him while he does whatever it is that he's doing.
Cool.
And enjoy the sun on my face, which is a new and foreign concept to me, but it feels really good.
Now,
it's like that hug that you get from a friend after being quarantined for a year.
Damn, really reading my mind today, huh? So, Jason and Ral, what are y'all doing as you walk into this sprawling old library?
Ral really doesn't know what to look for, and will just kind of look around. Figuring out how those moving boxes works will be wonderful, but he'll just grab whatever knowledge he can.
Jason will look for both the technology, the tech section, and the history section. See if he can find anything about Ventron, anything about the Vestige, about me, and cars. For Relic.
You learn that Cars is one of the first vampires in the Aversion. No, I'm not. I had to make the joke. I'm so sorry.
Cars is a Disney Pixar film.
Spaz is just looking at me with just the biggest look of just pure indignation. Just the biggest fuck you look I've ever gotten from him. Oh, Lord.
Oh, did you read the thing I sent you, by the way?
Yes.
Got it.
Oh, man. Okay. Both of you can roll me an investigation check.
Okay.
Two magic little fish again is every wish. Is it reality? Why do I have that in my head?
That is a 21. Rolled a 21.
I rolled a 14.
14! Rolled a 14. Oh, God. We're gonna get copyright struck by Nickelodeon. Okay.
Viacom is a cruel mistress.
Do Freddy Runner! Okay. Jason, you look through for a while, and after a long while, you find another journal. It seems very similar in make to the one you guys found in the library in the Heights. The one that sort of displayed this elf on a journey for his long-lost brother. This one details how he found him hiding in an ancient city, but that he had become something that was not meant for this world. That's a direct quote.
This guy made me. Shit. Okay.
And in the back of this journal, you find a set of drawings. Depicting two automatons, one of whom has a dizzying number of eyes, but no mouth. One of whom has a large number of sort of like speakers and other mouthpieces across his body, but no eyes. And they are labeled V1 and V2.
Okay. Are there any notes about them?
One moment. I have to go to another place to grab that. Boop, 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 boop. Nope, not that one. I was gonna DM it to you. I'm just gonna put it in chat for you.
Okay.
Ooh.
Now, the name associated, Eveltran,
Mm-hmm.
correct me if I'm wrong, is that the person who wrote the book? The
Yes.
journal? Okay, cool.
Yes, indeed.
Wonderful. Okay, very, very cool. Very cool.
Do my cloak in his room. Damn it! Why is that in my head? I don't know. As for you, Spaz,
Mhm.
you eventually find a complete idiot's guide to the driver's license test.
Something I could use IRL.
That basically explains the core basics of driving a car.
Huh.
That cars have keys and use gas, and they have pedals that you use and a wheel to steer.
Neat.
Ral, how old are you?
Ral's about 24 years old in
Okay.
human years.
You also look up some literature on the origins and parameters of Simic hybrid experimentation. And you manage to glean that Simic hybrids of whatever race they are experimented with tend to age at about twice the normal rate.
Oh.
So if the average age of a human being is about 80 years, then for you it would be about 40.
Well,
Midlife crisis. Midlife crisis. Go out and buy a screaming metal death trap. You know how to drive one now.
Oh yeah, he's just gonna buy a Phoenix like fucking Burt Reynolds.
I need a boat. Is there
Ralakan
any?
saying he needs a boat sparks laughter and surprises no one.
Are there skyboats?
Is there any way to like reverse this? Make me human?
It does not look that way. Some very advanced sciences were used to make y'all, and it would be even harder to unmake y'all, and it would probably only shorten your lifespan further.
Quarter life, halfway to destruction.
Life-giving water. Nectar of the gods.
Raoul is hit with mortality. Basically, all he's ever known was how he wouldn't. He knew he would. He thought he would be about 60 years, maybe. But to know that more than half of his life is already gone.
That's heavy.
It's hitting him real hard. He's just staring at that line and not know. Raoul
Leaves the party.
No, Raoul starts silently crying. Just without rhyme or reason. He just now realized that half of his life is now gone. And doesn't know how to cope with that.
Man needs a heavy dose of copium.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, outside, Venelin Cross's meditation seems mostly harmless and perfectly fine, until you start noticing that there are very, very tiny roots sprawling up out of the soil and sort of latching on to Cross's legs. He's not sinking. Like, he's not being moved by them. They're just sort of
restraining him.
latching on.
Okay, well, given that I've noticed this, I am going to just try and detangle him while letting him do what he needs to do. This feels like a druid thing, and she's really not sure exactly what Cross is, so she doesn't want to presume if this is a druid thing and he is actually communing with the trees. But also, I mean, no.
I mean, no.
So, yeah, I'm just gonna gently try and detangle him from the tree without harming the tree. But if that doesn't work, I can and will resort to using the dagger to just hack at the roots.
As you sort of, like, reach for the roots with your fingers, they also seem to try and latch around your hand.
I will burn this forest to the ground, I swear to God.
Through a campaign, just one campaign, where the party doesn't burn down a forest.
We haven't burnt down a forest on Sunday night yet.
yet.
Fam, I don't even think we can have a Minecraft server where somebody doesn't burn down a forest, and you want a campaign where we don't.
For the last time, I was trying to cook the pork chops.
Okay, so what's going on with Cross? Like, I want the...
Cross.
I need the exposition here with Cross.
Cross. You're in a library.
Okay.
That centipede from earlier is kind of sitting on your shoulder now. Without really knowing what you're doing there, you feel like you already know where it is you need to go. And you are eventually drawn to this long hallway, at the end of which sits a small candlelit table and a rocking chair. On the table stands a single book. The book has your name on it. You open it up, and as you feel over the page, you can feel something written there, but you can't make out what it is.
Hmm.
And as you turn the page, you can find something there actually written in Braille so that you can understand it. It simply says 3 days. In an instant, you find yourself being yanked out of the library, and you kind of snap out of your trance.
Are the roots and branches trying to hold me down still?
No. The moment you jump out of your trance, the branches kind of just snap off of you.
Cross will move to get up and accidentally bump into Venolin.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I was somewhere. There were a lot of books. And there was one with my name on it.
What did it say?
The only thing I could make out from it was the only thing that was I could feel. It said 3 days. But the centipede that we saw back down there was there with me too. I'm not sure what that was.
Well, this 3 days thing seems to be important, so I think perhaps it might do us some good to find the one that they called the Vision.
Hmm.
Plus, it wouldn't hurt
Yeah.
to introduce Jason to more of his kind.
That might be a good idea. But I wouldn't know where to start looking.
Well, that's what they have
This
the
place
library
seems rather
for.
big. And maybe, maybe they might have an answer. And Cross will kind of try to get to his feet.
Venelin assists without being overbearing about it, just kind of extends her arm to give him something to brace against.
They'll accept it. But I don't know. Something just seems very wrong.
Well, I mean, we're in a floating city. There's a countdown telling us that we have less than 72 hours. And, well, none of us have ever seen the sun before. Or felt it on our skin, for that matter. The only life we've ever known is down below. And, you know, we may or may not have killed a vampire. So, I think we better go collect the others and see what they found.
Right.
It'll all make sense.
I hope it does.
It'll totally not make sense.
Never does.
Okay, so you guys enter the library, and you guys find Jason first. Without a fucking doubt.
Hello.
Have you found anything?
Yes, actually, I have found another journal regarding to the one who has created me. The one known as... what was his name again? Iveltran. I have found some schematics and drawings and notes of the ones known as V1, the Vision, and V2, the Voice. If you would like, I can guide you through the schematics. As he pulls out the book and kind of guides her through all the little details of the drawings.
You wouldn't have happened to have found a location of where he would have housed the Vision.
I would not have found that in that journal. Would I, Alex?
It is a documentation of their creation, not what their current uses are.
Gotcha.
Also, you gather that they were meant to be used by him specifically, not necessarily his brother. So the fact that his brother said that they are still kicking around is also kinda sus.
Mm-hmm. But yes, Jason will shake his head. Unfortunately, no details regarding where they are. It is all, quite frankly speaking, about their creation. How the Vision was made as a scout, not a combatant build, but one that relies on stealth and is magically enchanted so that Iveltron can see through its eyes. And V2, the Voice, despite the Vision not having any way of communicating, the voice is there to communicate with it. And hold on, I'm going through all of it. So it seems that all of these models seem to coordinate with each other. Unfortunately, no details of where their current whereabouts are.
Well, this is a good start either way. I'll see what I can find. Keep researching. I think it would do you some good to know of the others of your kind.
Understood.
Thing I can do to help?
Find Ralikant?
Okay.
It shouldn't be hard. He has that kind of weird, peculiar smell.
Okay, then.
Damn.
He sleeps in a breeding pool. I cannot imagine that smell goes away.
Smells like a fish market.
Man, maybe the breeding pool smells good. You don't fucking know.
I didn't say the smell was bad. I just said it was peculiar. And not
Fair.
something you would easily mistake for something else.
Its
Would
breeding
probably-
fluids are lavender scented.
It would probably stand out incredibly so in a musty old library.
Lavender scented breeding pool. Oh Lord. Okay. Cross, you follow the sounds of fish sadness that eventually lead you to a slightly catatonic Ralikant. He seems to just be kind of staring blankly at a book.
Ral, you okay?
No. I'm not.
What's wrong?
You ever just question how long you have left? Look back at what you've done and just realize how empty you are?
Well, considering that I have amnesia, I roughly understand how old I am, and I'm an elf, which I'm pretty sure lives for a very significant amount of time. No? Maybe?
Raul just puts his hand on across his shoulder and just don't change. Closes the book and walks away
Oh,
towards Venlin and Jason.
okay.
Don't change. Okay.
Cross was not the right choice for this conversation.
Nobody in this party was a good choice for that conversation. Jason's
No,
a
really
machine.
not.
Venelin is also an elf. I'm having an existential crisis because I'm gonna die soon. Sucks to be you, man. I don't like.
2 of you have lifespans more than 10 times his. 1 of you is potentially immortal.
Like, nobody in this party is equipped to deal with that.
I don't have much time to live. I'm sorry.
At least you didn't do what I thought you were going to do, which was hand cross the book and point to the page.
No. That was too serious of a moment to make a blind joke.
I don't know. The thought that any moment could be too serious for a blind joke seems pretty short-sighted to me. Tim, are you okay?
Oh no. Oh no. Tim, no!
Hey, you.
Did you catch Tim while he was drinking water?
Hey, you. Hey, you both.
Oh!
Real
Ooh.
energy here.
Oh! Oh, yeah! Oh, man.
I want to say that wasn't even good, but that was well timed. Like, I want to hate that joke. I do, and I can't. And I hate that I can't. Thanks.
It was a great freaking joke.
Cross will walk up to Venelin while she's looking through books and kind of gently nudge with his quarterstaff toward Ralakan.
What's wrong with him?
I don't know. He was looking at a book and he's talking about feeling unfulfilled and empty inside.
Oh no, Ralakan found the Bible.
Okay, I got an idea that might help. But first we need to wrap up here, and then I need to procure some equipment.
Okay.
Actually, I think it might be a fun thing to do as a group. But first, we need to find where the vision is.
That might be very difficult, as it is a master of stealth.
Is this library going to close? Alex.
The library is apparently open at all hours.
Okay. As it draws closer to supper time, Venelin is going to just kind of call it a day for the entire group. If I'm remembering correctly, there was a set of docks sort of close to the area, wasn't there?
Sorry, docks?
Yes, docks, as in, like, a place where you could go fishing.
Not in the Sky Island.
Not in the Sky Island. There's no running water in the Sky Island?
I mean, yeah, there's, like, water, but, like, not where you would go fishing.
No fly fishing, got it.
I wasn't even thinking fly fishing. I was thinking just, like, sitting on the, edge of the pier.
I think that would You'd have to have a very significantly long line.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same. But correct me if I'm wrong, is that forest not supposed to be Central Park?
No.
No.
No, actually, that park is...
Please remember, I am not from New York, and I am guessing.
Fair enough.
IRL, that is Bryant Park.
Bryant Park.
It is a much smaller park on 40th and 6th, and it is in front of the New York Public Library.
Ah. Okay.
I can't.
Which is where we are right now.
I wanted to say that it possibly was Bryant Park. I just did not. I pulled the Maddie, and I honestly thought we were at Central Park as well.
I have an excuse. I've never actually been to New York City.
I can count on one hand the amount of times I've left my house in the past year. And
Yes.
this isn't a 2021 has only been 9 days joke. This has been I don't leave the house joke.
Happy December 40th, everybody.
Okay, that kind of messes with my intention. I was gonna take Ralacan fishing.
It is the sky. You could go...
Bird hunting? Okay, so with my original plan to be not usable, because I mean still used to the underground idea where I would be able to find fresh water to fish in, I then look for an alternate thing that would make him happy, which would be to possibly kill a bird. And therefore I inquire as to where we might hunt ducks or something of that nature.
Do 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 do.
See, because fishing is something you can do as a group, because you all just sit on the dock and you just have to, like, have the fishing line in your fingers, so you don't even have to, like, pay attention to the bobber. You can just feel the line, which would be good for Cross. She was just trying to find something the party could do together to alleviate Ralacan's down mood. Team Mom, and she's not intending to be. She's just like, everybody works better when they're happy.
The edgelord saying everybody works better when they're happy.
She's not wrong.
I mean, this is what happens when the party idiot has a serious moment.
You're the comic relief. You're not supposed to be the serious one.
That's my job. Okay, yeah, so I am gonna look for somewhere that I could take Ralacan bird hunting. If there is such a place up here.
Yeah, there is. Give me a quick memento.
She doesn't tell him that's what they're doing. She's just like, come on, I've got something planned for us. It'll be fun. You'll like it. And it should help. But doesn't tell him what it is.
Thanks.
Just one of those, do you trust me kind of questions. And after all the shit that they've been through, if his answer is no, she might be a little bit offended.
It's almost harvesting season. Damn it, Tim. You start inquiring around as to where's a good place you guys might be able to go duck hunting. And eventually you come across a group of, well, like younger vampires who kind of tell you that there is a building around 3 blocks west of here, where a small group of avid duck hunters goes to discuss their exploits. And you contemplate it might be a good place to get some information on some good duck hunting spots.
Alright, then I guess that's where we're headed.
You guys head the few blocks east, and this block is covered in lights. Literally every building here has some kind of like real bright, super shiny thing on it. And eventually you find the building that they were looking for and head up a couple of flights of stairs into this massive, sprawling area full of what look like a bunch of kids.
Alex. Alex.
And you guys kind of...
Alex, I swear to God. We have fucking David Busters.
And at the very, very back of the room is this massive screen with what look like a couple of crossbows in front of it.
We have fucking Dave and Buster's house.
And the screen says Duck Hunt.
You know what, Spaz? I think we're at Dave and Buster's. You know what, Spaz? I'm kinda angry.
Well, on the bright side, this also solves problem number 2 on my list of problems right now.
Uh-huh.
First question on my mind was, hey, let's all try to find a way to make Ralakan happy. This might make him happy. Second thing that was on my mind was, what are we going to eat? Third question on my mind right now. So, the last question that's just kind of burning in my little head right now. We're homeless. Where are we going to sleep?
Hey, Spaz. Are you okay? Oh, no.
I have many words.
You only need to say
Many
4.
things. All I need is one button. I hate it here.
Oh, is it H?
It is actually H.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You guys can blame Tim for that.
I will do
I
no
wasn't gonna
such
do it.
thing. I will do no such thing. You are the DM. You decide the story.
And
Yes,
now
you're
you get
in.
to decide if you want to play Duck Hunt.
Kind of love this. Thank you, DM. Thank you, Tim. Now let's play some Duck Hunt. Damn it.
I'm not gonna lie, I think I now know how tourists feel when they ask New Yorkers how to get places. Because I feel like this is a thing New Yorkers do. They will send you to the literal definition of the thing that you're asking for. But it always winds up being a joke.
No.
Not gonna lie, the overwhelming majority of New Yorkers are perfectly nice to tourists as long as they're not assholes about it.
Or between the hours of 5 and 6 p.m. because that's when literally everyone's getting off the day shift.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that too. Never ask a New Yorker for directions between the hours of 5 and 6 p.m. They will give you the directions to hell.
True story.
They'll send you to God.
So, we just got directed by a bunch of punk kids, is what you're
Yup.
telling me.
Yup. Couple of punk kids heard duck hunting and said, "Here, go play duck hunt."
I might actually go kill a couple vampires. I'm gonna get arrested by the cops, I know I am.
Raul's just staring at the screen, the duck hunt screen, and is actively contemplating between swallowing a bomb, playing the game, walking out calmly like a normal fucking person that has half of his life shaved off because lol science, and sending some punk kids straight to God.
I love that two of them are sending a couple punk kids straight to God.
There is something slightly enticing about the sort of like animated birds flying across the screen. And as you look down, you can see that the two crossbows are not real crossbows. They're made of wood and like have a string, but they don't have bolts. Instead, they have like a kind of light that points at the screen.
I'm just going to sigh in extreme disappointment now and just walk away. It's not the same.
Jason is perplexed as to why this thing is called duck hunt. There's no real ducks, and you're not hunting.
As you kind of pick, Ralph, you kind of pick the fake crossbow up, look at it, go, it's not the same, and put it back down. And as you start to walk away, you could hear the sound of something snickering behind you.
I'm not falling for it.
And as you turn around, there is a small cartoon dog at the bottom of the screen, visibly laughing at you.
I'm walking away. I'm not falling for this. I'm walking away. No. No.
Fenelon is just gonna kind of jog after Relican. This wasn't what I intended. I'm sorry.
So, let's hurt something.
You want to go send a couple punk kids to their respective makers?
I'm gonna send some punk kids to God.
I got your back. You know we're gonna get arrested for this, right?
That or just get shit-faced.
You know what? I think that option might be better.
The moment you say you're gonna hurt something, you also notice one of those, like, big bell hammer games.
It's not the same, Alex. There's a difference between punching something that is meant for being punched and punching something fleshy that has wronged me.
Yeah, but the prize room has a new breeding pool for 120,000 tickets.
You know,
you have to do it.
You know, when I made my suggestion, I thought it was like, okay, this is an in-universe explanation of where the group could probably go and let off some steam. You know, it was gonna be a nice time, a good time. It'd be a little funny. Nope, let's just go murder kids now.
To be fair, he did also suggest getting shit-faced, and Venolin has said that that is also a good option.
Jason's totally playing Duck Hunt right now. He wants to know what this hype is all about.
I'm having cookies.
Damn. The fish man needed a stress food.
Venolin is just going to ask Rallycan to stay where he is for just a quick second. And then she's going to go back to Jason and Cross. I'm going to go with Rallycan for a quick walk. Let's say an hour and a half, we'll meet back out by the library.
Okay.
Enjoy your duck hunt.
Would you like to hunt some ducks with me? He hands him a toy crossbow.
Why do I feel like Cross will just end up on DDR? Why?
Who knows? Yeah. But as they're having that moment, she's gonna go jog back to Rallycan and just slide her arm through his, and they're gonna go for a walk.
Oh God. This joke got out of hand. I don't regret it.
Of course you don't.
I'm going to say it right now. I regret negative things.
I'll be perfectly honest. After all the bullshit that came out of my mouth at the beginning of today's session, I deserve it.
You do. But we're going to salvage this into a nice, heartwarming moment here.
Ah, yes. Console the fishman.
You want to tell me what's wrong?
Okay.
On the bright side, we're at Dave & Buster's, right? There's a bar.
We're going to go for a walk first, and then we'll come back to the bar. So, you want to tell me what's wrong, Ral?
I had found a book on the origin of simic hybrids.
Sounds fascinating.
And we age twice as fast. So if I'm a human inside, I only have 40 years to live, and I'm already 24.
But what if you came from an elf?
I'm a human.
Are you sure?
Not that much. Yeah. There was something else that just it hit me. I spent most of my life down below, I guess, and I was happy. Didn't need to know much. I just lived my life day by day, but teaming up with y'all just really put into perspective how little I've actually done to help or do anything for anyone else. You know?
To an extent.
Just, I feel empty.
Well, I can't help you with that one. But I know that you're arguably one of the best hunters I've ever come across. I know for a fact that you fed more of Madengard than I did. And always with the biggest fish. I don't have the patience for that kind of shit, man. You have the patience to land the biggest fish.
Thanks.
And you always did. And you're the one that found Cross and rescued him from the edge of the woods before he could get eaten by some dark animal out there. That was you. Wasn't me. I mean, shit. I wouldn't be alive without you. After the shit you did to Cassidy? Man. I don't know about you, but I think you've got me beat. And relatively, we're the same age. You've done more in your life than I could possibly have wanted to do in mine. Who cares if it was for you? Did it make you happy? And if it made you happy, who fucking cares? Down there, we didn't have anything. And up here, look, I'm used to being the smartest person in the room, but up here, I have no fucking idea what's going on. This is so weird and foreign, and you spend your entire life wanting it, and then when you get it, it's not what you expect. It's not what you dream.
Never is ever what you want, now is it?
Never is. So you gotta learn to just roll with it. Find something new. I don't know. I think I could see you driving one of those fancy chariots.
Well, I did pick up a book as well, just figuring out how they work. It's a lot, but I got the basics-ish.
I'm gonna want you to practice before I get in with you at the wheel, but I would love to see you drive one of these.
You know, it sounds like a plan.
Cool. You wanna go get shit-faced?
Absolutely.
Let's go collect the other two and we'll get shit-faced. And then, I don't know, maybe we'll get into a bar fight.
Toothy grin.
And she just grins right back. And then they're gonna head back to Dave and Buster's to A, tell Jason and Cross that they're gonna be at the bar, and then B, go to the bar and hope that their currency is good here!
Oh my god! Oh no!
Yeah,
Because what if the upper city deals in paper money and not coins like we do down below?
Oh fuck.
We are so fucked up here.
We should not have killed
Brings
that guy
me
before
to
getting
problem number 4.
What if our money's no good?
would it be problematic to pay them in silver?
I think we run into the same issue. Paying them with our gold coins.
Okay, so
I have encountered
Jason, roll me a dexterity check.
Okay. Rolled an 11. I can't figure out Duck Hunt.
You give it 3 solid tries. The first try you ain't hit shit. The second try you managed to get 1 duck, but not the other one. The third try you managed to get to like the 3rd level. So you get 50 tokens. You get 50 tickets from Duck Hunt.
Ross, do you believe that this might be currency here?
Oh
I'm not entirely sure, but I think I heard someone when we were on our way in talking about using them to get some sort of prizes.
Fascinating. I wonder what kind of prizes we could get. Perhaps it'll benefit the party. I will do some inquiring about said prizes.
Okay.
He is off to see if he can find anything to benefit the party with 50 coupons.
You
Tickets.
head to the prize desk. And the prize desk has a very large array of different items for all ages. And the first thing you see as you walk in are, of course, the most expensive things that cost the most tokens. Including a replica of what looks like some kind of projectile weapon. What looks like a metal musical instrument and a large speaker to go with it. And something that looks like a very large pod about 6 feet tall. However, these things all cost between the 5 and 6 figures of tokens.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Excuse me. Would benefit a party with this amount of tokens as currency.
How many you got?
50
People.
people?
How many people you got?
4.
He kind of shuffles around a little bit, and he gives you 4 shot glasses with the logo on it for your 50 tickets.
Very much. We will put these to good use.
Yep.
He will shuffle.
And he takes your tickets and he throws them in what looks like a large paper shredder.
And Jason will shuffle his way back over to Cross.
While Jason is gone, Cross is going to try his luck at Duck Hunt. I'm sure this'll probably be something.
Okay. First, roll me a perception check.
A 19.
Now roll me a dex check. With advantage.
That's a 22.
Cool. You're kind of on the fence as to whether or not you can do this, being, blind. However, after you miss the first bird, you start listening a bit, and you can just barely make out that the birds do make a flapping noise as they enter the screen. And you manage to hit the second one. And a third one. And a fourth. Give me another dex check, this time normal.
Okay. That is a 19.
you are playing some Duck Hunt. By the time Venelin and Ralakan get back, you are in the middle of your 7th consecutive round of Duck Hunt. And kicking some butt. There's a small crowd of people wondering how the fuck a blind kid is playing Duck Hunt. And you just kind of tell them that you can very weakly see the lights as they come across. I had to make the jab, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
And Ral, as you're getting back, you notice that among this small rabble of kids watching a blind kid play Duck Hunt is the couple of punks that directed you here in the first place.
So this is out of character. I did want to mention one more thing that I'm looking up in the lore books about Simic hybrids.
Mm-hmm.
As the character level increases, we get more fish parts.
Yeah.
You want to know what I took at 5th level?
What'd you take at 5th level?
Acid. As an action, I can spit a stream of acid at one creature I see within 30 feet.
Uh-huh. Is that like a ranged attack?
It is a ranged attack. Well, it's not. Think of it. It's not really a range. Think of it as dragon breath, but it's spit, so it's infinitely more gross.
So it's a cone.
That's a line. I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna let you know that I wanted to.
Okay.
May I continue putting these punks in their place?
Please.
Okay. So, you guys finally get to the bar, which isn't far from the Duck Hunt game. How are you guys gonna spin this?
I'm gonna ask the bartender. I'm gonna take. Hold on a second. I'm going to take out a gold coin. That's all I have. 10 gold coins, and ask, "This good here?"
He kind of looks at them, thinking, "Is that gold?"
Yeah.
And he kind of just takes one of them, slides them behind the bar, and says, "What do y'all need?"
Shit-faced.
What do we got? We got an elf, and we got a person.
Simic hybrid.
Whatever that is.
Fish.
There will be another elf joining us. He's currently kicking ass at Duck Hunt.
Ah, wonderful. So, what you in the mood for? Wine, ale, grog?
What you got that can knock a man out?
He takes a whole bunch of different alcohols and seems to just bash them together in a mixing jar.
Nice.
He eventually serves them out with what looks like some kind of juice and a little bit of some fizzy drink. And he pours out one for you, one for Venelin, and one for Cross.
Why do I feel like he basically just made us, like, a Long Island iced tea?
That is exactly what he
That's
gave us.
exactly what it is.
But it could also be a Singapore Sling, which has the same amount of alcohol.
Or a Blue Hawaiian, which is just sub triple sec for Blue Curacao and sub Coke for Sprite. It's a much prettier version of the Long Island.
Or it could just be a Long Island with its own culture, unlike you fucking degenerates.
Excuse you, who's the bartender here?
You haven't left your house.
And who has the bartending license?
I have my Smart Serve.
High five.
I had my
You're
smart
both invited
serve.
to my wedding.
Yeah.
We're gonna be running bar, Ral. That's it, or Spaz. That's what it is, eh? We're
Fucking
just
A.
gonna he's gonna put us to fucking work, is what it is.
I was a little upset you didn't give me death in the afternoon.
No, man. You know what? He gives us one of those like really alcoholic, fruity drinks that everybody calls a woman's drink, but has more alcohol than a fucking beer. We got Cosmopolitan sitting in front of us, is what we've got.
Get them cheeky drinks, they'll fuck you up.
You got 3 Long Island iced teas sitting in front of you. Shut the fuck up and get drunk already.
She just picks hers up, toasts to Ralakan, to the big fish,
To the big fish.
and then sips it. Oh god. No, Long Island iced teas are not drinks to be chugged!
Just shotguns it.
Oh, you fool.
She goes to drink, sees what he does, sets her drink back down, reaches over, puts her hand on his shoulder, and just, I am not cleaning up your vomit. I will let you sleep in it.
Well, I mean, you said shit first.
I'm shotgunning in Long Island iced tea when IRL I get drunk off of a sip of wine.
Look, you are a dreadful lightweight.
Bro, I'm allergic to alcohol too. What do you mean?
I have ingested enough Long Island iced tea in a single day to equal the weight of a small child. So
I don't know, man. I don't think that's something to brag about.
this bar that I used to play at did like Sunday fun day kind of shit, and I used to play over there on Sundays. And they used to sell like 40-ounce fish bowls of shit. And I had 5 of those in a single day.
Ooh.
That is 200 ounces.
I did a nice little competition with a friend of mine using 15% alcohol. I did 46 shots in 4.5 hours.
How are you alive?
And then went up, partied with my roommates because it was one of their birthdays, and then came back and passed out on my bed.
The worst I've done is a shot at Everclear.
You know what? I was going to show you the bottle. I will show you after session because TOS.
Reasons.
TOS. Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, Ralakan and Venelin are sitting at the bar, waiting for Cross to finish running a train on the fuckers that sent us here to begin with. And...
Please. I'm so glad you didn't finish that sentence differently.
Phrasing. Phrasing.
One, I know what I said. And two, I'm aware of the connotation. Moving on, we are waiting at the bar for Cross to finish showing up those guys.
Another dex check from fucking... Another dex check for Cross, a constitution save from Venolin, and a constitution save at disadvantage from Ralakan. For shotgunning a Long Island iced tea.
20.
10.
Yes, Tim.
Is that a nat 20?
Too good!
Total of
Too
24.
And without even saying anything to that, you get the high score. You've got the high score. You make it 13 rounds straight in Duck Hunt.
Without missing a single duck.
That is a 21 on my con save.
You are an iron stomach.
Oh, wow! That sounds normal.
And I got a 10.
Ralakan's a lightweight.
You know what?
What a
You're a bit late in life. You're allowed to be a lightweight.
Rude!
Why? But why you gotta be so rude?
Tim, being that you went 13 straight rounds, you win 3,000 tickets.
Judas Priest.
1,500 for the 13 straight rounds. And another 1,500 for unseating the high score winner.
Not even while blindfolded, while blind.
Is there anything in particular you're looking for at the prize desk?
I don't know.
If the prize desk needs to be a plot device, I'll do it.
I mean, the man just can't see what's at the prize desk.
I can interpret for him.
Sure, why not? Jason takes
Is there
Cross.
anything in particular you're looking for?
You know, I can't really think of anything off the top of my head outside of magic items.
You can't think of anything aside from what?
One of the things that I thought jumped into my head of magic items, but I'm not sure.
If Dave and Buster's has any magic items.
Yeah. And I also the one item that popped into my head, I don't think you're going to agree to.
You can probably get
What
like
is-
a giant minion plushie.
Believe it or not, the first item that popped into my head was a belt of Storm Giant Strength.
That is an exclusive prize for winning the Hammer Belt game.
You know, I got the strength if y'all want.
Christ. No, it'll be Ralakan and Venolin going at DDR and getting the high score once they're drunk off their asses. shit they wouldn't be able to do sober.
Yo,
I'm sure that there's some sort of magic item table roulette you could roll or something.
Madeline and Ralakan play Endymion.
Playing what?
Playing what, Alex?
Endymion.
No!
I don't know what that is.
Endymion is notorious for being one of the hardest songs in DDR history.
I will put it in Stolen Cities chat for you guys.
For later.
I'll put the challenge difficulty in Stolen Cities chat for you guys.
Excuse you?
It's a 19, Smez.
Whose man's is this? Okay, so that's a thing.
Oh yeah. Okay. Ral finds himself getting reasonably drunk reasonably quickly, while Venelin is thoroughly enjoying her Long Island iced tea. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to give like each major game in Dave & Buster's a magic item for beating the high score.
Okay, so what does Cross
Sweet.
get?
Might actually do the hammer game.
You know what? I think that might be a thing to let Alex think on so that we know
Yeah,
what we'll be
yeah.
playing next week.
Yeah.
Because if you think
that's
this
true.
group isn't gonna fucking go hog wild getting magic items at a Dave & Buster's by beating high scores, you're insane. Because we absolutely are.
Without a doubt. Oh man, I'll think about an item
Okay, we
because
can wait till
honestly, it's something that just occurred to me, and it was so stupid that I kind of like it.
Well, that's okay, because we wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for my stupid little, fun little suggestion. Either way. That almost ended with two of our party members going on a rampage to...
Kill some kids.
I never said kill. I said I'd send them to God.
Do you know planar magic, Ralakan?
No, I know. I have the one spell that every sentient bipedal creature knows.
Fist.
No, magic kick, which is a fist. That's why it's magic.
And you threaten to send me to God.
Well,
And I'm the problem.
We all are. We're all problem children here.
We're all problems now. We all meme down here. In any case. Those 3,000 tickets will get you, a stay at the Pennsylvania Hotel.
Ooh.
Is that good?
It's a
Okay.
place to sleep.
I mean, yeah,
That is true.
but is it one of those places that charges by the hour?
No. It is a very nice, very luxurious hotel.
Okay. So it's a hotel, not a motel.
No, it is a hotel, not a motel, not a Holiday Inn.
Well, that solves problem number 3. So we've gotten Ralakan to feel better about himself, and at least for now. We've learned that our money is somewhat good here because it's gold. And we've now found out that we have shelter.
For the
Cool.
night.
All you gotta do is just keep winning 3,000 tickets every time you come here.
Doesn't seem that hard.
Yeah, but Ralakan wants to save up for that new breeding pool.
No, I don't.
What are you gonna do? Go back to Madangard?
I mean, that is still a bit of a problem, isn't it?
You know,
You know, all this stuff about this upper city place, and we completely kind of forgotten that there are quite a few people that are gonna die to a bunch of vampires.
Yep.
We should probably try to find a way back home next time.
Yep.
Oh boy. Now, are you, Cross, will you be taking that Long Island iced tea?
If it's offered to me and no one tells him what it is, yeah, sure.
It's offered to you, and all we tell you it's a drink.
I'll drink it.
Wonderful. You may roll me a Constitution save.
Okay. $18.
God, even the elf who's never drank before. It's just like, yeah, no, this is fine. This is fine. And yet here we have a Simic hybrid who's made to drink water.
But it's not water, it's alcohol. There is a
Fucking...
difference.
Okay. In all seriousness, it hits, but not like it's pretty good, pretty tasty. It's got like a tangy sweetness to it as it goes down, and you can definitely taste that there is alcohol in here, but it is not so much as to leave you like absolutely all over the place, lolling around wasted. Unlike Ralakan, who is slowly approaching that point. My man's really fucking hiccup. Are you okay, Ralakan?
Fish.
Do we happen to
Ralakan,
have a
you
place?
appear out of... Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So, Ralakan, you seem to be out of sorts. Have you been poisoned? Is there any way I can help?
Not drunk.
Jason will hand you one of the prize shot glasses.
Thank you. You're a good friend, Jason.
You are a good friend too. I assume he just falls asleep on top of me.
I'm there.
I let this happen.
Oh, yeah. Then you and Cross are just down in him at this point. The barkeep has no problem refilling your drinks. Gold, surprisingly enough, is extremely valuable here.
Good to know.
And after about another hour or so of y'all just down in him, and Ral just down for the count, y'all decide to take your trip back to the Hotel Pennsylvania for the night. It is extremely comfy. Each of you gets your own room. They are extremely well made and soundproof. That wasn't meant as an innuendo. The doors at the hotel are actually really thick. It's like one of the oldest buildings on the island. And with that being said, with that little bit of fluff, I think this is going to be a good time to cut things for today. I thought it was a pretty nice way of bringing things back. A lot of serious stuff in the beginning, got a bit heavy, and then we got like some nice fluff to close things out.
Bye.
It ain't a good session unless Spaz is angry at me for something. But yeah, that's going to close us out. As always, we want to thank our sponsors. First off, of course, D&D Beyond. That's D, the letter N, D, Beyond.com. A massive repository for all things 5th edition, including content sharing and access to a sprawling homebrew compendium for a small subscription fee. We use it for almost all of our stuff, and used to use it for our Twitch overlay as well before switching to Streamlabs. As well as Lucky Dice Cafe and Liquor Express. If you ever find yourselves in the Huntsville, Alabama area and need to find yourself a nice bit of live tabletop action, please go to one of those two locations. We are doing booked appointments with our... We're still doing booked appointments for live sessions, right?
I think so. As far as I know, he hasn't told me that's changed, so...
As far as we know, our head DM, Heath, is still doing live sessions booked through those locations. All means, get in contact with them if you're ever in the area and need some fun tabletop times. We're finally going to be going back to a normal streaming schedule. Mondays are the Troubleshooters, a nice little magical campaign taking place in the Roaring 20s and headed by our aforementioned head DM, Heath. We got anything on Tuesdays right now? I know Vampire the Masquerade ended right before.
The new one starts off with Scion. Scions? Jason told me what the game system was, and I do not remember. It's called, oh my... Again, they told me? Hold on.
There's a game on Tuesday!
The World at War has its very first live episode on Tuesday.
Cool. Shoutouts to Activision. So, Wednesday... Wednesdays, we still got Monster of the Week, right?
Yeah, we'll be back with our regular group on Wednesday. We had a one-shot this Wednesday, so... I played the professional who carried a sniper rifle.
Na wunderbar. On Thursdays, our wonderful buddy Maddie over here runs Descent into Avernus.
Yep.
Where are we at with that?
And assuming that I am home on time, we will have session.
Oh no.
Thursdays are my days now that I have 2 classes. And they're both that I actually have to go to the college for.
Yike.
The council has awarded but one singular yike.
I know.
Yike.
But they are about to enter the Bleeding Citadel. They are approaching endgame.
Well, I'm just gonna throw all my yikes at them. Just yike, 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 yike.
Fridays we have some much needed R&R, and Saturdays you'll be back in the sky with me for another episode of the Stolen Cities, where these guys are going to try and figure out what to do with this massive amount of information they've just discovered. Between Cross's trip to a strange ethereal library, the collective party's revelation about the vampire lord Vedran, and this strange ticking clock in the center of town. As always, guys, wash your hands, wear a mask, be kind to one another, and remember,